Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and I'm cleaning a pretty big job carpet this today. I'm doing the whole house, upstairs and down, and I just did that area rug there, and now I'm doing the rest of the house. This is about a 30-year-old Olefin. Was very a lot of this carpet was sold back in the day, and it's a very long-lasting, hard-wearing carpet, but don't think they really make it anymore, probably because it lasts so long. Which is unfortunate, because it certainly gives you a good bang for your buck. But now they're making everything out of polyester, and it just doesn't last as long. It lasts a fraction of the time, actually. It just won't stand up to the wear like these olefins do. So anyway, the customer had thought about replacing the carpet, but I guess she said that she went and looked at the choices that were out there, and then she thought, no, I better stick with what I got, because the carpet layer who came to do some work in the house, I'm not sure what they did, but apparently there was a carpet layer here, and he said, you better have to keep this carpet, which is true. I would agree, as long as it still cleans up well, and it will. You might as well hang on to it, because it's not cheap to replace these carpets, and the ones that they have now are just not going to last like this will, or has. There are some areas that are pretty worn, mind you, which I'll be getting to in a minute or two, in the hallway and on the steps. It's looking its age. Okay. Now I'll move the area rug. So I've cleaned it, and I folded it over on itself, and then when I finish the rug here, I'll be able to lay it out where it belongs, and then because the carpet will be dry so fast, it won't be an issue doing that, and then I'll groom it again. Kind of weird looking mark there. Now, I don't know if you guys, carpet cleaners out there, have noticed, but it's actually plastic, the foot there, and there are some plastic feet on couches now that are actually, the plastic is breaking down and transferring color onto the carpet, creating a stain, and when that happens, that stain will be permanent. But I've seen it on the wheels of beds, these plasticky kind of wheels they have now, and even on couches, and I've even seen it where you slide the couch and it just, the plastic foot rubs off onto the carpet, and you're done for. Unless, well, if you get it immediately, you can get it off, but if it sits there for a little while, it'll bond to the carpet fiber, and you're stuck with a permanent stain. So if you move a couch and you find it, and by the way, it happens even without moisture present. It just, the plastics, these plastics are actually breaking down. I actually, I had a guitar stand, and it was about 10 years old, and one day I realized that the surface of it felt like there was like something oily and sticky all over it, and I was like, what on earth is going on with this thing? And I was fiddling around with it, and I realized that it was literally crumbling. It was literally disintegrating. It was actually rotting away, just sitting there, not, not being used, just sitting there holding a guitar, and the plastic was literally disintegrating, and the bracket that was holding the guitar, it actually just snapped off without any effort at all. It's these plastics. It's like all these cars they're making nowadays, with all their plastic bumpers and plastic parts and everything. There won't be any 100-year-old classic cars from this era down the road, because they'll just rot away. The bumpers will just drop off, and you're not going to be able to replace them because, well, they won't be making them. And anything you buy that's old and used will have the same issue. The plastic just deteriorates. We think of plastic as being permanent, but it isn't actually, particularly depending on which type of plastic it is. And the plastics they're using now, particularly because they're making them with more, I need to get something else here. They are making them with more recycled plastic. Those are even worse, because the recycled plastic, it deteriorates even faster. Every time they recycle plastic, it loses some of its, I don't know, cohesiveness, I guess is the word. I don't know what the right word would be. But they literally starts to fall apart and disintegrate much faster than plastic in the first generation. So, watch out for the feet of some of these newer couches now. If you move a couch and there's a stain from the foot, it may not be caused from sitting there wet. It may be just the plastic is just deteriorating and transferring the color into the carpet fiber, and you cannot fix it. So heads up, guys. If you haven't seen it yet, you will. So this area is fairly deteriorated there, although not bad. So I will, of course, be going over this carpet with a Iron Man. After the pre-scrub, I'm cleaning it with a hog's hair fiber pad right now. And this particular carpet, because it has this is actually a multi-level loop. It's not really a Berber, although some people might call it a Berber. It really isn't. It's a carpet with a pattern on it. You can see the different levels of the loop. They've made with the stitching, they've made it with a pattern. So we call it a multi-level loop. And this carpet would be a little more difficult to clean if I was using an OP machine, because the multi-level loop, and it's a fairly hard yarn because it's olefin, would make it a little bit more difficult to move a OP machine, and the OP machine would tend to want to follow the grain. So depending on the direction that you were cleaning, it would kind of fight you. Whereas with a rotary, it makes no difference at all. You don't even notice it. Which is another one of my plugs for a rotary. Okay. This house is, I'll just show you. It's actually on the outskirts of Kelowna, about 10 or 12, 15 minutes outside of Kelowna. And we're in, literally in almost, well, we're in the forest. It's actually up Highway 33, which goes off into a valley which is basically mostly undeveloped. So kind of in the forest, a wilderness here, which is really nice. So there's nice houses in here, a little sort of a community here. I would like this to be kind of place I'd like, if I wasn't actually living in the city, but it's not that far. I mean, it's like, I think it's 12 minutes to my house from here. So the machine is moves very easily on this carpet, and the Oxy-Dry fiber pad scrubs this olefin very effectively. And then when I put the Iron Man pad on, that'll just lift up any of the emulsified soil very easily. I have not, well, I've only pre-sprayed a little bit, as you saw in that one area there. And I'm just cleaning with the Nanomax at 2 ounces per gallon. Get the wire behind me. I'm always preferring, if at all possible, to work away from my power and clean in a forward motion rather than walking backwards. I like to see what's coming up. I find this much more natural. Here in the hallway, there's a couple of spots where it appears that the underpad is kind of going all weird, and it's getting lumpy underneath. Don't see that too often, but I mean, the carpet's 30 years old, so that foam underpad that was, especially that pink stuff that they were installing, I call that stuff being the poor quality. Maybe that's what's under here, I don't know. But there's a couple of lumps in the hallway here. Pardon me. It's getting a little bit thin here in the doorway. The texture is sort of disappearing a little bit. Well, I can feel the lumps right there. I just went over them. I can feel it right there. There's a lump. You can feel the machine as it goes over it. It does a little jiggle. Yeah, there's one right under my foot right now too. I guess they could lift it and replace the underpad there, but anyway, maybe they'll do that. But she does want to keep the carpet for some time yet. A big bedroom, big master bedroom there. Yeah, there's the view outside. Leaves are turning, looking pretty nice. There's actually very few stains on this carpet, and she's been vacuuming it with a Kirby, so that'll keep the keep it pretty darn clean, actually. But I still vacuumed it all with my Hoover Hush Tone. This particular type of carpet is one that does have a tendency to wick when it gets steam cleaned. Of course, most steam cleaners don't pre-vacuum, and even though they often say how they have a superior method and it's approved by the mills and all that, the reality is that it's not a superior method at all, especially when you don't pre-vacuum, and if you don't pre-vacuum, you void the warranty, even though your warranty may be it may be approved for use for warranty purposes, but if they don't do it right, they void the warranty. And very few will do it right, because very few, at least in my area, very few steam cleaners will pre-vacuum a carpet. It's just not something that they do. So, but wicking is a constant issue, particularly when you don't pre-vacuum and they move too fast, don't do enough dry strokes, put the pressure up too high, okay, or the machine is not working, properly or whatever. But I don't have that problem with the Oxy-Dry process. That is not an issue at all. We can remove wicking caused by by steam cleaning, and it doesn't come back, so we can fix it. Okay, now we're going to switch and go to the iron gun. And I think what I'll do, by the way, see all the junk that's collected up, particularly in the outer edge? That's quite a lot, eh? So we'll put that there. I'll be going downstairs after I go over with the Iron Man, and I'll do that as a separate video, or I'll check my battery in a sec here. If I'm able to, I will do that. Otherwise, I'll let you go, and thank you for watching, and have a good day.